live or not. Okay, finally. Man, that took forever. I started at 1, or I started at 9, I'm sorry. It took until, man, that was crazy. Good morning. I don't think many of you knew I was coming on this morning at 9 because I hadn't set it up. I don't know, here, like, I was going to sleep in, but I didn't sleep in because why would I sleep in when I can do a live stream with you? Let me hit the record button early early today. Going to be a bit of a on-the-fly version of the Realtystream because I don't know. I wanted to see if I could do it, basically. I I don't know. How are you doing this morning? I mean, seriously. Like, I know you guys watch my stuff afterwards. You know, like, I know you don't watch it live, and I don't blame you sometimes. Who wants to watch a live stream about real estate at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday? Well, I do because I'm making it, but, like, seriously. Like, who is that? Like, who wants to do something like that? So, I get it. But, like, you're kind of important to me. I say kind of, I mean, you are important to me. And I never really ask how you guys are doing. I never really thank you. I never do some of the things that I need to do supposedly to get more subscribers. I just feel like you're smarter than that. Like, if I have to tell you on every podcast episode to hit subscribe, like a broken record, or like, oh, please subscribe. It goes back to what we were talking to a couple days ago. It's like, why am I asking you to subscribe? If you don't like it, don't subscribe. And really, I mean, I would like you to subscribe because I'd like to be monetized. But if no one's watching my stuff, I mean, that's worse than having a lot of subscribers. If you have a lot of subscribers and they don't watch anything, that's not going to help you at all. My goal is to build a channel that talks about real estate in a plain way for residential real estate, as far as, you know, is what you're reading. If you're a real estate agent, if what you're reading, you know, online, is that even close to accurate? I mean, does that reflect your real life, what you see every day? And then if you're, you know, looking to buy or sell a home, I mean, whatever you read, is that even close to reasonable? Or when you're actually in the game, you know, is it totally different? That's the kind of stuff I want to talk about on my channel. Would I like to interview people and stuff like that? It depends on the kind of agent they are, to be honest. I don't like to have a fake, you know, do I know this person? I mean, and I, you know, like, I don't even know, you know, how I would, you know, how do you interview somebody you've never met before and you don't know anything about? I don't know. I mean, I suppose they do it all the time. I just, I don't know. So I have to cough. I'm going to do that off the microphone so that doesn't cause issues. So Google Trends is not so great today. I've got one thing from there. And I kind of wanted to look up some statistics to see how I was doing in my quest to be a good YouTuber. Let me get to that. And then we can get really rolling into the show. You may pro tip me and say, hey, man, why don't you get this stuff done before you go live? Well, I was supposed to go live at 9:05 this morning, 9:05. But everything said I was going to go live at 9 after I'd already set it up. So I don't know if I missed something. But I felt like, go live. Just get it done, right? don't fret. Fret, everything's good. So that's what I'm doing. I have to get to like 4 different places. One of my favorite YouTubers got new audio equipment. What do you think about my audio equipment? I like the way what do I say? I enjoy, or I think that I have good audio. I think that you can hear me as long as I speak clearly. I don't think it's been an issue. I don't have the booming voice that maybe another microphone might give me, so I don't talk like this. But I still feel like it's good enough. I don't know. I'm putting in some statistics. I like to look at what I did, what was going on overnight. I don't know. I had some good views overnight. So that was nice. People say, well, did you wake up with a bunch of subscribers? No, it's not. I don't think that's the channel I have. Really. Do you? I don't know. Now I can't get some stuff to work right. Makes me laugh. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to say that I don't. We're going to try one more time. And then we're going to go on to the day. If it's not right. Okay. So my impressions are still down. I don't think I'm being throttled. I just think it's kind of sad. I don't know. Did you see my last thumbnail, or for my last video? They say you're supposed to put your face like big on there. Oh shoot! Underneath the camera right now, I'm pouring a Dr. Pepper in my cup because I hadn't had anything to drink yet this morning. I don't know if you can hear that. I apologize. So they say you should put your face on the thumbnail. So I put a big old face of mine yesterday on the thumbnail. I got 2 views on the video. I swear, like everything they say to do, I'll try on YouTube. And it's just a failure. It's like always a failure. And I was looking. Now I understand, like, there's reasons people watch videos. So if I had a video about, I don't know, some game like Fortnite, where we're just playing a game and you just watched me, I probably could get more viewers than if I talked about real estate. If I were like really attractive, like that would be helpful. So I'm working with not so much. And then I really don't think if I scripted my videos that I would do better or edited them more tightly, especially on a live stream. I mean, what are you can't even do that. So I follow this stuff. It's not true. So I was looking at a channel yesterday. I think they had 350 videos and they had like 43,000 subscribers. And I'm going to be rolling on 209 videos today, and I have 54 subscribers. And I love every one of you that have subscribed. Okay, so don't think I'm mad at you guys. It's just, come on. And I was watching one time. I was watching YouTube, and this lady was on, and They ask her, how long did it take you to get monetized? Oh, I got monetized within the first week. I had a video that my friend shared, and it did well. So just understand the plight. So I started in July of 2021. Okay. And I mean, it's just been a street fight to get any subscribers. I had a 50th episode special, and then I lost 3 subscribers before I could even produce the 50th subscriber special. So my 50th subscriber special was when I had 47 subscribers, and then I stayed below 50 for God knows how long, maybe 3 weeks. And then I finally got over 50, and then I did really well again. I went from 51 to 54, and then nothing. Stuck again. And hear this lady saying, "Oh well, it was I did it in the first week, monetized in the first week." And then there's me, 207 videos in. It's not that the number of videos should lead to some sort of number of subscribers, because again, if your topic's not something that somebody wants, I mean, you're going to be in that spot. But I know other real estate channels, not like, how do I explain it? I know about them as far as, I don't really watch other real estate channels because I don't care. Really don't. Why do I want to do the same thing somebody else is doing? Oh, because you can get more subscribers. Good point. So if I just copy someone else, that'll be the way to go. No. So anyway, what do you think? Tell your friends. I mean, if your success is only determined by telling people to subscribe in every video and every podcast you do, what is that? It's just weird. So, got a text from my mother this morning. She watched one of my live streams. She watched yesterday's live stream. And if any of you ever want to know where I want to go with the channel, it's the live stream yesterday. It flowed so wonderfully. Okay. It was just great. And then there was the article about how top agents start their morning, which was just an absolute hilarious, fun time. I mean, you have to like self-deprecating humor to watch my channel. You have to watch me enough to know that most everything is me being sarcastic, which really makes some people angry because they don't understand sarcasm. What I read is only a third of the population understands your particular type of humor. So I mean, I'm working with a limited space, limited audience. But yeah, the smug condescension on those people, the New York agents, and how great they are. It just made me want to vomit. Hopefully that came across in the video. Hopefully it came across in the stream that my contempt for this bullshit. You wrote an article. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse, but you wrote this article about how the greatest agents are getting up and starting their day, and then you give me that they're kissing and hugging their dogs and drinking organic black coffee. What a joke. And so, can we have that every day? No, because nobody writes articles like that every day. And if they do, I can't find them. Today, simple stuff. We're going to talk about Barndominiums. If a house has good bones, which I think is going to be a terrible article. I can't prove it, but I just get the feeling. Cringe stuff. Can you sit there and watch stuff that makes you cringe for an hour? I don't know. It's funny. It's funny for me, but I don't know if you can do it. So yeah. Wanted to go over my home search yesterday. I put it on Twitter. I've mentioned it in my streams. I don't think I did it in the podcast, but I have some buyers, and they were first time out yesterday. And one house we went to was in I'd say Manchester, which is not Baldwin, and it was a split level home that It was weird. Didn't like so I've talked about shower homes, like a home where after I leave the house I just want to take a shower just because it's disgusting. There's also these homes that are like what I would say is sterile, no furniture, no no nothing, just very plain. This house had glossy walls. You don't often see gloss paint on the walls. Now, is that a reason to buy a house or not? No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It was odd. I'll just say it. It was odd. Um, Somehow it went from 1,100 square feet, like the rest of the neighborhood, to 1,900 square feet in the listing. So somehow 900 square feet just showed up, and I don't think their pricing was all that bad, except for the house was so sterile, I just didn't want to be in it. Oh, and they ripped up the carpet and put down hardwood flooring, and it wasn't like natural hardwood flooring; it was like plank, which I don't. Please don't get me. I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying, it just wasn't. When you buy a house 2 years ago for like $90,000 less, and you put in new hardwood flooring that is plank, and change the countertops, and then like try to get 90 grand more. It's just kind of it doesn't work for me. Maybe it'll work for you. I don't know. Let me check my mic. I haven't even thought about that. I've been so busy. Oh, good. So busy just getting into the flow of the live stream. And I talked early on about how I have difficulty getting into the flow, but once I get in the flow, things go very well. I don't know if I could talk anymore for 2 hours. I could talk for 2 hours. Not going to this morning, but anyway, on that house, it had a safe room. Now, what is the definition of a safe room? I don't know, but it was a room made of steel that said on the door "safe room," and it was in the garage, which was under the house, which, by the way, isn't great. If you want to, like, if you have a teen that needs to get in the garage at night and you're above them, ugh. Anyway, it has a safe room, but it wasn't being advertised in the listing that it had a safe room. I would think a all steel room that said "safe room" on it should be a selling feature for this house because there was really no other reason to buy it. But what do you think? Have you ever seen a house that's the first house I've seen with a safe room where it's like it's designated and has the name and everything. And it was maybe I'd say it was 3 feet wide, and I'd say it was 8 foot long. And the ceiling was I'd go with 8 feet. And wasn't very big. There were some shelves. There was it was more like it seemed if someone was going to try and attack you, it could be for tornadoes, because in that house it was a split level, and it was in the ground floor where the garage was, so you couldn't really get down in case of a tornado. But I've never really seen somebody get that excited about a tornado that they built the safe room. We were talking, the buyers and I were talking and said it's fireproof. But I thought about that, and you can correct me in the chat or in the comments later. There were vents, but there was no filters on the vents. So I would think you would die of smoke inhalation, or you just get really hot. I would think that'd be the way you died. So I don't know that I'd want to be in a safe room in a fire. Now, again, like, you may know more about this than I do. I don't know. That was kind of interesting. So we passed on that house, and then they were looking at a house darn near 20 miles away. And in St. Louis, that's a long way. And then we went to that house. It was priced $35,000 below what would be the normal asking price. And you say, well, why did they do that? Well, the real estate agent's a turd. The listing agent is a turd. That's why. I know he's a turd because of a couple things. One, he cut the commission. 2, he wears a white coat in his white sport coat in his professional pictures. And then 3, he doesn't want an escalation clause. He just wants you to, overbid for this property as much as possible. So I really don't have any desire to play that game. And he priced it so low that, he got what he wanted. He got all kinds of people to go through the house. But, none of those people that went through the house. Here's let's do the cruel part of real estate sales. Okay. So let's say you have a house that's worth $250,000 and you put it on the market for $200,000. People that can afford a $200,000 house at their max are different people than ones that can afford a $300,000 house. And I don't mean different as in negative. I mean just in affordability. Okay. So what you've done now is you've got all these people that can't afford a house. Okay. And you've got them hoping, wishing, and praying that this is the one. They can't afford it. Their mortgage won't allow them to buy it. They literally can't afford it. When you look at how much they're going to have to pay to buy it, they're going to be in 250s, 260s. There's no question somebody will pay that for the house. And now you're down, and these people that are $200,000 are trying to figure out a way to buy this house, and they can't. That's a jerk move. That's a jerk move, and it only happens in homes that are like maybe 400,000 or less. That's a tactic that's only used by poor agents and poor people. A bad moral character. And that guy's going to sit there and say, oh, look at how great I did. Look at how great I did. You didn't. What did you do? Wear your little white coat? And I wanted to. So the house, very fascinating. So my buyers thought the house was wonderful. Okay. At the price. Now, when I said, well, it's going to cost probably 50, 60,000 more. Not so much. 2, the house was not anywhere close where they needed to be. 3, and I'm not saying this to complain. I'm just saying this. I've seen it a couple times lately. Like some family will have like at least 4 kids, young children, and they need to move out of these houses because there's just no space. There are kids literally running everywhere, and there's toys, and it's just a disaster. And this house, perfect example of, oh my God, there's just kids everywhere. And I thought it was interesting. They were trying to keep the house clean, but you could tell it was just impossible. They had a carrying case, like a pod out in the front driveway, and so they had all their stuff in there, but then the garage was full of stuff. And then upstairs in the bathroom for the one where the kids would spend most of their time. It was just crazy. There was all this stuff. And the house had that smell of like drool and blah. Anyway, we went. There were 17 people looking at the house at the same time. My buyers are afraid of getting the virus, so they had their masks on. I can respect that totally. I didn't have a mask on, neither did anybody else in the house because they just didn't. And there was one lady. When I pulled up, there was no one at the house. And by the time my buyers showed up, there were, like I said, 17 different groups. But the first lady that pulled up after me got out, and she was an agent and started FaceTiming someone. And so she was doing a video tour of the house, which, can I do a video tour of a house? Yes. Is it worth anything? No. Don't. There's even with your agent, a video tour, you've got no concept for the scale of the home. Don't do video tours. You say, well, what if I live way out of the country and can't see it? All right. But don't expect to buy a house from out of the country and do it right the first time. Just expect that you're buying a house to move to immediately. And then like 5 or 6 years from now, you're going to figure out that you don't want to live anywhere near where you said you thought you wanted to live because you've never been in St. Louis. You have no idea how different the neighborhoods are. The buyers that I have picked up on something that I've been talking about for a long time, and that's the neighbors. Like, what are my neighbors like? Are these people that are likely to give me trouble? And one of the things that one of them picked out was like there were these lions that were concrete and they were in front of a home. Well, this girl is probably in her 20s, and those lions have probably been there since 1960. And so it was really interesting to her. Like, she can't believe anybody would actually pay money to put lions at the front of their concrete lions at the front of their house. Whereas, like, I'm pretty sure that somebody's like 4 different families have lived in that same house before those lions were even put in place, and people just leave them there because they're huge. So it was a generational thing. He thought, like, because the neighborhood had these lions at this one house, that the neighborhood was somehow, not that great. I didn't think of it that way at all. I thought it was not that great because the people I saw were kind of iffy. But the neighborhood thing, it plays both ways. If you move in and your neighbors are wonderful, they'll move, and you'll get stuck with one that's not so great. That's the rules. That's how life goes. And as I go through this path of life, I just, you get thankful if you have good neighbors, for a while, because once you have bad ones, you're like, ugh. And then you think about, like, why am I living in a neighborhood with neighbors? Like, can't I move out so I don't have to deal with this? And so, I've looked at land south of St. Louis for 5 years now. Just the suburban or urban areas to me, and neighbors are just, I don't know if it's just, I always worry that I put this farm that I want. I'm always worried that I make it out to be something better than it is. Okay. But then when I really sit down, I still like it. I still want it. So subscribe, watch my videos so I can buy a farm in southeastern Missouri. I'll still be a real estate agent. I'll still come up and show houses, and I'll still be part of it, but I just need out. So what do we got? I'm going to check this one more time. I really can't get these statistics that I need, so I'm not going to do it online. Okay, so let's get into our normal run. I need to see how it, okay, so we're good. We're 30 minutes in. We're going to go, I saw Google Trends. This was 200,000 searches, and let me get that for you. It's right here. It's right there. There you go. The U.S. Sun. And do you know who that guy is? It's Josh Duhamel, I believe. I don't know who that is. New woman. Who is Josh Duhamel's fiance, Audra Mari? Now, I thought that this fellow was married to Fergie of the Black Eyed Peas. So I suspect that Fergie's no longer married, or you're going to have to help me there. How long that's been the case? I'm sorry. I'm not up to date on this, I guess. It says Daniel Duhamel, and Audra Mari are now engaged. Duhamel took to Instagram on January 8th, which was yesterday, to announce the news with girlfriend of 2 years. So I guess he's been divorced for at least 2 years to Fergie. I really didn't know Fergie wasn't married to this fella. And I mean, this day and age, do we worry about, long-term relationships and marriages? I guess not, but. So this got 200,000 searches on Google yesterday. Who is Josh Duhamel's fiance, Audra Mari? Audra Deanne Mari is 28, an American model and beauty pageant title holder. She was crowned Miss World America in 2016 and represented the United States at the Miss World in 2016. She also represented Miss North Dakota at the Miss Teen USA and Miss USA pageants. She placed second in each of the shows. She was born in 1994 in Fargo, North Dakota, and has Filipino family origins. At the age of 20, she moved to Miami to pursue her dream of modeling. You know, I don't even know how to go with that. Should I move to a farm because I want to be on a farm? When did Duhamel and Mari start dating? Mari has been reportedly dating actor Josh Duhamel since 2019. It's 2022. The couple was first spotted together out in Malibu while on a date in May nearly 3 years ago. They confirmed their relationship after they were seen making out at the Toronto International Airport 5 months later. Josh and Audra met through mutual friends and get along really well, a source previously told ET. The two have a great time together and on the same page about what they want their future to be. Duhamel posed on January 8th, which also happens to be her birthday. Josh captioned it, "It's on." She found a message in a bottle that washed ashore and said yes. The shocking news. What do you do with shocking? Is that always negative? Is there a negative connotation to that? I don't know. The Transformers star. Well, I didn't even know he was in Transformers. Took to Instagram to share an engagement photo of him and Mari on the beach. Mari has yet to post anything related to the engagement on her Instagram. So is she throwing shade? Who is Josh Duhamel? He's 49 years old, getting married to a 28-year-old. Is that true? 28? Don't judge. He's a former fashion model. He is well known for roles in movies such as Transformers. I didn't know that. Love, didn't know that. Simon, didn't know that. Safe Haven. And the show All My Children. He was previously married to singer Fergie, who's 46. The two share an 8-year-old son, Axel Jack. Duhamel and Fergie tied the knot in 2009, but announced the parting in 2017. After 8 years of marriage, Fergie filed for divorce in May of 2019. It was Fergie that did it. And then Fergie doesn't follow Duhamel on Instagram. Well, why would she? She's divorced. Oh, wait a minute. They've got a kid together. Josh Axel, or Axel Jack. You ever get the sense that some people are living in a different world that you are? Just saying. The happy couple will probably not be moving to St. Louis, Missouri to buy a $1 million house. And if they do move to Missouri, St. Louis specifically, to buy a $1 million house, they're probably not going to buy one from me because they don't know who I am. Sad face. Well, I certainly feel like smarter after reading that. 200,000 people can't be wrong. Wow. This guy's older than me. I'll leave that up. We'll dissect that further when we get off the stream. Okay. I've been wanting to get to the Memphis, Tennessee ultra luxury market since, I don't know, for the last 3 days. You say, John, what makes it ultra luxury? Well, I think that if $1 million home is luxury, a $2 million home is ultra luxury. I'm going to go with that. What do you think about that? Now, I personally believe that things have changed because the house that I thought was gorgeous isn't here anymore. And I don't think I did this. So here we go. We're going to go look at this first home. $2.6 million, 6 bedrooms, 7.5 baths on 1 acre lot. Asking only $2.6 million. Here we go. 25 pictures for a $2.6 million lot. You tell me why you need 100 pictures for a $150,000 house. Been on the market 200 days. 4-car garage built in 2000. Let's see the property history. Oh, just listed. No big deal. Do I care about the monthly payment? No. One of a kind estate featuring 6 bedrooms, 7.5 baths, 2 master bedroom suites with bathrooms located on the ground floor, 4-bedroom upstairs. Each comes with his own bathroom. Formal dining room and spectacular kitchen, 2 dens, indoor grill room overlooking the pool, huge double spa pool, video game room, music room, exercise room, office. There's a video game room? I've not seen that, and I'd really like to see what that looks like. Large mud room, 4-car gated garage, automatic generator wired directly to home, putting green with sand trap, gated double lot, and 24-hour guarded community. Okay. Well, that's nice. I like the hot tub and the pool combo. Looks like there's 2. Look at that. Could be wrong. Looks like there's a house right there, though. Kind of weird because, you know, your house right there. Now there's another house right there. What is that now? Is that part of your house? Oh, it is your house. It's like connected. They didn't do the square footage. Huh. Why aren't they doing the square footage? There's a tennis court, or sport court, as it's called now, as I learned. Oh. Wow. 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 Didn't see that coming. So this is tastefully done. But this is for someone that's not a youngster. Josh Duhamel and his 28-year-old soon-to-be wife, maybe fiance, aren't living here. Not like this. Wow. Oh, is that carpet in the... No, it's tile. I was like, please don't be carpet in the bathroom. Please don't be carpet in the bathroom. Oh. Well, I didn't see that coming. When I thought they said video game room, I thought they meant like for like PlayStation. They meant actual video games, like from back in the day. That's cool. Well, that's a nice space. There's your sport court. The only thing is like you got to drive over your sport court to get to your garage. Look at that though. That's a nice setting. Okay. I don't know about $2.6 million. 2.7 seems like a lot. Look at this one, 2.3. Now, if you look at the zip codes, like this is Broad Avenue Realty, Keller Williams. This is Cry Likey, but I say that, and now they're bigger, and I know of them. But then you got Bensdorf, Oak Grove, Cry Likey again. So no one's really just tearing it up. Sprawl Luxury. That's the one I thought I saw. It was the #1 house. So I'd like to just see if it's been, changed. So here's the one, $2.3 million. If I looked at this one earlier because I've done something wrong, I apologize. Again, not showing the square footage. So what are we to make of that? Well, let's see. There's no ones showing square footage. Okay. So what we can say from this safely is that the square footage is up for debate, apparently, in this location. This says 5,600. That's the only one so far. Here's one. So either they don't put in the square footage because they're trying to, sell it to you some other way or something. But on your nicer homes, we're not doing the square footage game. So here we go. $2.3 million home, 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, built in 2007. Property history, been listed since 2017 at least. Okay, here we go. Listed 2007 purchased. 2013 it's been listed for sale, and it's been for sale since then. And people tell me the luxury market's great. Now they say the luxury market's $1 million and over. Maybe that's true. But these houses just sitting here, just, ugh. 332 days on the market, built in 2007. Maybe I did that already. Partial estate home. Oh, palatial estate home in River Oaks of East Memphis. Elegant foyer with marble floors. stately paneled study with fireplace, 5 bedrooms, each of its own private full bath and walk-in closet. The master bedroom suite with sitting area, his and her baths, dressing rooms, media theater room, exercise room, beauty salon, an elevator. Oh, and then there's an exclamation point in between. Second kitchen, and then exclamation point again. Resort style backyard, perfect for outdoor entertaining. Tennis court, exclamation point. Fresh paint and new carpet upstairs, 4-car garage. Been on the market for many, many years. And when I say many, many years, let's get back there. 2013. How do you, like, as a luxury agent, and you go and you maybe meet this person or their representatives, how do you do this? Like, how do you go there and say, this house we've listed, like, we think it should go for, let's say this first person, $3.2 million. What do you think? And the owner says, okay, let's list it. And like, is the owner expecting to sell it within a year? Because if I go to a house that's a $200,000 house and I tell them that it's a $200,000 house, and if I go to a house that's worth 200, and I tell them it's worth 300, and it doesn't sell after a year and a half, I get fired. I get fired. So what is it about these people that allow them to keep their jobs for 14 years? 2013 to 2023 would be 10 years. So this is 7 years. For 7 years. Come on. Like, I can do better than this. We need to price this at a number that can move it. I mean, that's me. That's why I don't get these listings, I guess. Look at that. We don't have any context for where this staircase showed up. I guess in here, because we just walked in the front door. Now we're going in that room. We're in that room, and now we're going up the staircase. I don't even know what to say to that. That's nice. At least I know where the door is. I'd have liked to see a picture from here going in that room. There. I'd have liked it the other way, but whatever. I mean, it's depressing because there's nothing in the house. Oh, they left the couches. Like, so let me ask you this, like, when you read that there's a housing shortage in the United States, is there a housing shortage at the $2.3 million mark in Memphis? I'd say not really. You can buy one right now. You can buy one right now. Oh, thank you. Finally got that statistic back that I was looking for. All right, so I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm not feeling it. One last one, 2.375 on a 0.87 acre lot. Let's look. 25 pictures, 137 days, built in 2011. Let's look at the property history. All right, this is the first time it's listed. Good. Okay. Property details. Casual elegance that feels like a retreat. Sophisticated living is yours in the one-of-a-kind East Memphis estate constructed in 2011 on 0.87 acres. Gorgeous natural stone and premium finishes. Energy efficient geothermal heat and AC and heated flooring. 6-bedroom, 5-bath home theater, wine cellar, gourmet kitchen, gym, game room, multiple fireplaces, an Elon home system for effortless control. Swim in the gorgeous pool or sip cocktails in the enticing outdoor den, and entertainer's dream. I would just say this. If I'm a wealthy person, okay, and it says casual elegance that feels like a retreat. If I'm a wealthy person, I'm going someplace else for a retreat. I want a home. 25 pictures. First picture, is this the front? It's nice. This is the front again. Are we going? See, I got nothing. Oh, there's the back. It looks nice. I'm in the backyard. Like, is this this is the back? I mean, there's a house literally right there. Okay. I mean, it's nice. I think I saw that tub at Menards. I mean, what do we make of this? Anything? I mean, why? Like, why do I have an eating kitchen when I've got $1 million house and I can't even eat in a room other than the kitchen? Oh, look, wine. Oh, look, theater room. I like the chairs better than the other one. That makes you. Oh, look, a room with a sectional. You know, and then look, laundry's still in it. Okay. We're going to go on to this article, the Barndominiums, because I'm kind of intrigued. Hopefully you are too. I don't know. What I would say is I like the idea of the homes in Memphis. I would prefer more square foot. I would prefer square footage indication. I would also prefer a lot size that was more than an acre because I don't want to be next to my neighbors at $3 million. Okay. Here we go. Realtor.com, 10 most popular barndominiums of 2021. The home on the range never looks so good. So let me just ask you, do you know what a barndominium is? I'm going to tell you what I think it is. A barndominium is a house and a barn put together so that you wouldn't have to have like a bunch of, like maybe you're like, so say I have a piece of property in southeastern Missouri. I want to go there on the weekends. If I have a barndominium, now I've got the house and I've got like, I can put my tractor and I can put my equipment in the barn and it's all in one thing. It's closed up. So we don't have to worry about people kind of breaking in as badly. That's the barndominium. At least that's what I understand a barndominium to be. There was once a time when the expression "do you live in a barn" was considered an insult, but that dish has definitely lost its edge, all thanks to the rise in the popularity of the barndominium. Part barn, part house, these converted homes are coveted for their open floor plans, flex space, and typically expansive acres of undeveloped land. Okay, so I messed up. It says part house, part barn, these converted homes. So apparently they were a barn at one time, converted to a home. In fact, barndominiums are so popular that whenever one came on the market this year, it racked up tens of thousands of views of Realtor.com. That's why we decided to highlight the 10 rustic residences that kept people clicking until the cows came home. Most don't have livestock living under the same roof, but many do feature massive storage spaces for toys, cars, or farming equipment. It's the country-fried version of a live workspace. So that's pretty cool, right? I don't know that I need a barndominium. I don't know that I need that, but I could use like a shack on like 200 acres in southeastern Missouri with a tractor. Give me those things, and I will be okay. Okay, so I don't know where these are. Like it looks like they're in like Texas and Arkansas mostly, but I don't know why I couldn't have one in southeastern Missouri. Okay, here goes. 386 Private Road. I didn't mean to do the address, but anyway. This gorgeously remodeled 4-bedroom home with 1,700 square feet garage wasn't on the market for long. It was on 3.5 acres. It says the primary suite is downstairs and features a walk-in closet and bathroom with double sinks and clawfoot tub. Completed in 2018, the place looks shiny and new. No wonder it was the belle of the ball in 2021. Now, I don't know if some of these are going to be. I don't know if we're going to be able to view them because it might have been sold already. It's off market, but here we go. And look at that. It's nice, right? It's not $2 million. It's not $2 million home for sure. But do you need a $2 million home when you've got all these wonderful things? 23 pictures, $300,000 home on a couple lot of 3.5 acres. It's cute. And then look at all that space in your house. That's what I would do though. I would just have I mean, that's nice, right? I'm not going to go through all of them. Here's one in Cleburne, Texas. Listed for $575. It's on 10 acres. This one was the front of the picture. It's 5,000 square feet and sits on a 10-acre lot. Now, you know, similar to like a garage or an outdoor space, can you really include that in the square footage? I guess, but a little bit dicey. This is Arkansas. On 4 acres, 4.5. And cute. This is in Texas. 600,000. It was on 6 acres. This is in Florida. This is 425. It's on 7 acres. I looked at that house. It didn't do much for me. This is an odd one because, see, it's got all that rock and then you got a pool. It's in Texas. And it's only got a 2-acre lot. I mean, seriously. This here's on 2.5 acres. And I liked it because the buildings all kind of matched. This one's in Georgia. I thought that was interesting. 485,000 on 40 on doesn't say. It's on a 5.6 acre lot. I think this one wasn't even, this was in Buckhead, which interesting. And then this is in Texas on 10 acres. I mean, nice, right? If it's available, let's take a look. 29 pictures off market. But I mean, you can definitely see like a style. You know, not like a complaint, and I'm not complaining, please. I don't understand the roof, how that wouldn't just be thousands of degrees hot. I don't know if, like, do they not have insulation or something? Because that would be, I mean, in the Texas, in the summer, I just have to believe that that's not real, or that there's a space between. Because that would be just so hot. And then what's with this? A room air conditioner? No. No. So anyway, that's that. Sorry, that was the Josh I'm going to look at that again because I can't believe it. Okay. Now we're going to get into just the straight articles. Number 1, how to tell if a house has good bones according to home renovation expert. I thought this was fascinating because we say a house has good bones. Though a house may be old or outdated, it can still have good bones. A phrase that's often used to indicate a high level of quality and craftsmanship under the surface. If you're in the market for the home, especially one that you plan to renovate, knowing how to identify when a home has good bones or not can mean the difference between a smart purchase decision and a money pit. To find out what home buyers should look for when sussing out a potential fixer-upper, I asked home renovation expert and LeGrand brand expert Chip Wade. I don't know what that means. Check out the condition of the foundational elements. Okay, so I agree with this. The roof and the foundation are the most important parts of any home. If the roof is in poor repair, it could be a sign of more hidden damage. I agree with that. And then looking at the foundation and framing in any exposed areas for termite and water damage. You can also detect the window sashes for decay. Flashing details above the windows are one of the bigger culprits in water leaks. I would also just say foundation being an actual foundation. I mean, is the wall like shifted 6 inches one way or the other with a crack in the basement? That's going to be expensive. And a house with good bones to me, let me just to give you my definition, means like I don't have to spend my money on the structural elements of the home. I just have to spend my money on the cosmetic or the layout issues of the home. That's just my definition of good bones. Yours could be different. Layout is key if you're planning to renovate. The way the home is built, number of floors, and size of rooms can affect how expensive it will be to change the layout. That's right. Typically, ranch-style homes are the most cost-effective if you want to open up the floor plans. In addition, buyers should pay special attention to the placement of the bathrooms and kitchen, as it can be challenging to move plumbing and electrical infrastructure. So it just depends on how much money you want to spend on your renovation. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to have a bathroom in a certain spot. Maybe you do want to move it. Maybe you want to move a couple bathrooms. I mean, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive. Ask the right questions. Of course, there's only so much you can tell about a home by looking at it. That's why it's important to ask questions. It says the age in which the home was built or renovated can give you insights into some of the materials that were used, or possible recalls or shortcomings. For instance, older buildings before the 80s might contain asbestos in the cement, drywall, plaster, roofing, and paint. Buyers should also ask about the home's mechanical systems or other things like air conditioning, ventilation, water, and electric systems are updated and in working order. Well, I don't know if you have to ask that, but I mean, like, if you're buying a house that's built in 1920, you probably aren't going to have, you're probably going to have radiator heat. Not a complaint. It just is what it is. Now, do you want to change that? I don't know. Then it says, bring in a professional. Similar to our human bodies, a house can have its own hidden forms of osteoporosis that aren't always obvious. While there's some basic checkpoints to look for, it's very much advised to bring in a professional to review and inspect the house. It recommends bringing in a home inspector as well as a licensed electrician prior to making a financial commitment. In most municipalities, any permitted work will require you to bring your entire electrical system up to code. This can be very costly if it catches you off guard. Well, I mean, it just all depends on how much work you're planning to do. Like, to me, for the majority of my buyers, a house with good bones means, the wallpaper is terrible, we're going to tear that out. The bathroom is ugly, we're going to update it. The kitchen is bad, we're going to update it. It definitely doesn't mean, we're going to tear out the entire first floor down to the studs and redo it. That's the majority of the people I work with as a buyer's agent. How you choose to define good bones is up to you. Man, since I put on subscriber-only chat, I've not had one spam Russian commenter the whole time, and it feels good. So, okay, here we go. This one I was interested in. I didn't read it. I didn't read it ahead of time because I like to kind of react in real time. It says, my home was staged for sale and it horrified me. Here's why. I was like, really? Like, most people like to get their home staged. We were selling our home a few years ago. Our real estate agent strongly recommended we have our home staged. Having heard that staging could help us quickly sell for top dollar, we decided to give it a try, and the results just wow, and not entirely in a good way. Staging, my husband and I were told, involved having a designer come to our home and rework our space so it would appeal to home buyers. As is, we were warned our home was woefully not up to snuff. So I don't, like, what price range are we in? Okay. What price range are we in? I need to know because if it's a $200,000 house, staging is totally different than on a $1 million house, okay? That's why I need to know. It says, you have a lot of stuff, our real estate agent said diplomatically during our walkthrough. She couldn't help but note the walls of books and the kitchen cabinets packed to the brim. That would be my hoarding issue, accumulating enough dinnerware to serve 300. The books would need to go into storage along with most of our possessions, including the clothes clogging our closets. We were told in the gentlest possible terms that our furniture and possessions were dark, dated, and off-putting. We lived in a Tudor-style home with dark wood paneling everywhere. Let the stager paint it white, our agent said. We grimaced. I agree with that. That's not great. For some reason, pictures will pop when you paint the trim white, but when you leave it dark and you go see it in person, it's beautiful. She also said the staging would cost a couple $1,000s, but it would pay off. Oh, okay. To stage or not to stage, my husband and I took a night to think about it inside. As much as we hated assembling our home, we had trust in our real estate agent. She knew the marketplace and what prospective buyers craved. It would be additional stress and expense for sure, but we forged ahead. Yeah, now that's just it. I mean, should you paint your trim white to get those, eye-popping pictures? Probably. Our real estate agent, after our real estate agent introduced us to a stager, we met her and booked her fast. Stagers, we were warned, got very busy in a hot market like the one we're in. They are busy. It's true. Our stager echoed our agent's request. We put his stuff in storage, adding she'd tell us which pieces she could put to use. She would charge a flat fee based on the amount of furniture she'd buy from her stash or bring in from a rental company. We paid the rental company directly, and depending on how much we got for how long, it could be several $100s or into thousands. So this is weird because I know that staging in St. Louis costs a certain amount of money. It's in the thousands. It would not be several $100s ever. We'd also need to buy more things to jazz up the renovated home. She'd select them and we'd pay for them afterwards. They'd be ours to keep. I don't know about, this is not the nature of the staging that I deal with in St. Louis. The process would take a couple weeks, so we dove in, walked through the house, and told us which pieces had to go, which should stay, and which rooms needed painting and what color. She gave us our marching orders, began respinning our decor, and we're off to the races. Now, we're looking at ultra luxury homes, and I see paint colors remember that purple house? That's just disgusting. Paint that thing immediately. And that color was on the inside and outside of the house. Unless they are the creator of the color, get rid of it. Get rid of it. It was terrible. So we stripped our house of signs of life. I received a flurry of emails from the stagers. She sent links to items that I ordered for the house. Bye-bye to our elegant restoration of hardware table lamps. In came groovy, shiny mid-century ones from Target. Our beloved dining table, the site of so many Thanksgiving dinners, was told to take a vacation and swooped in a light and airy trestle table to open up the space. In the primary bedroom, away went our block print duvet and pillows. In the place I ordered, as instructed, the motherload of crisp white hotel-style bedding from Amazon. Our rugs were rolled up and stashed in storage. Buyers would want to see the hardwood floors. I mean, I don't know. An area rug doesn't bother me. To be fair, I will say the prices for things they bought were eminently reasonable in the grand scheme of things. Most of what the stagers selected was majorly discounted and had to be bought ASAP before things sold out from their final markdown status. Yet none of these purchases were to my taste. Well, you know what? Not trying to rip on you, but you're not going to live in the house anymore, okay? As a result, I felt like an imposter ordering them and putting them in my home. My husband and I ended up feeling like guests in our own home, treading gently with not much more than an overnight bag and our toothbrushes. That's right. You've chosen to sell your home. It's no longer your home. You've made that decision. So this idea that it's your home, don't worry about it. You're moving. Now, if you want to stay in your home, then don't get it staged and don't put it for sale. This may be harsh for some people, but come on. Once our possessions trotted off to a storage unit we rented, we donated a ton of items as well and filled 2 dumpsters to boot. The stager began rearranging. Our bed got flipped around so the headboard was in front of a large window. Who does that, we thought? Well, let the stager do their job. You paid for them. The stager saw our quizzical expressions and explained that when our house was photographed for the listing, our king-size bed would be shown to the best advantage of this orientation. Here's why. Prospective buyers would look through the window and see our beautiful dogwood tree blooming just behind it in our yard. Pretty clever, huh? I mean, do what the stager says. That's why you hired them. They should have some expertise. Did home staging pay off for us? To cut to the chase, the home stager knew what she was doing. By the end of the first day on the market, our house had multiple offers over asking price, missed and accomplished. In this market, I would hope so. Still, our excitement was tempered by the fact it wasn't our home that was for sale anymore. It was a fantasy version of how a 30-something would want to live. It was bright and spunky and chic and utterly devoid of our family's personalities. That's what sells. There you go. There you go. And what are you going to buy? Are you going to buy something that's dated and ugly that you want to live in? I knew at least rationally why home staging works. We had skipped staging allowed buyers. Had we skipped staging allowed buyers to see our home as we had lived in it, they would have been forced to take a huge leap of faith to imagine what the place would look like without our suffocating wall of books, without our kids' artwork and the grandmotherly Art Deco rug. They would have made it much harder for buyers to imagine themselves and their belongings in these rooms, and many would have backed off. Some people, like my friend Nancy, love seeing their home reinvented by a stager. As she told me after her home had been streamlined and staged for sale, I hope almost no one buys it. I want to live in this sleek, sexy space. I love it. For me and my husband, the experience was heartbreaking. Where did our home go? It had vanished even before it sold. During the final throes of staging, in fact, we actually moved out and rented an apartment. We had no interest in waking up and walking through the shell of our former home. That's out about us and nostalgia and the pain of leaving a place you've lived and loved. This lady is probably not going to be a good match for a client. I'm just telling you, like, the fact that you had to move out of your home while it was staged, and we're just not friends. It's just not going to work. This lady doesn't need to call me to list her house. I hate to say it. Well, I think I'm going to cut it short there. I wouldn't say cut it short. I'm in an hour and 5 minutes, but I don't want to overdo it. We got through a lot of articles today. I'm going to put it back to this frame. Tell me what you think about this woman. Is this like your wife? Is this your husband? Would you be horrified at staging of your home to sell it? Most people, when they sell it, they make the emotional break that it's not their home anymore. At least the people that I work with. So, other than that, I don't know. I hope you have a good Sunday. If you're watching this later, I hope it was a good Sunday, or hope it was a good Monday, or whatever day it was. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, give me a call. Text me, email me. I think you can work the internets if you're a live streamer, and you can find me. So put a comment in the comment section below.